Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Brick Reviews, where today, in this video, I will be giving step-by-step building instructions for my alternate build of LEGO Harry Potter set number 75954, Hogwarts Great Hall, and I call this build Dumbledore's Office. If you haven't seen, I've made a previous video where I did a review of this model and showed all the ins and outs. So, if you liked that, then this is the video for you. So I'll just be showing you how to build this model. So without any more further ado, let's start with all the stuff that you actually can keep from the main set and don't have to disassemble before you begin building this alternate. So starting off, the Mirror of Erised, the set's single boat, Fox the Phoenix on his little perch, as I just knock him over, and Dumbledore's chair. You keep all of those. Those don't have to be disassembled to create this build. And of course, all 10 minifigures do also stay in the build. Although we did actually, I actually did create a couple of extra alternate accessories for them. So for example, Hagrid normally comes with his umbrella and the lamp. However, since this model is based off of the scene from Chamber of Secrets, specifically, the one where Harry goes into Dumbledore's office after Justin Finch-Fletchley and nearly Headless Nick get paralyzed by the basilisk. I also just gave him this drumstick that's included in the set to, represent the dead, rooster that was killed, of course, by, spoilers, by Ginny Weasley when she was possessed by Tom Riddle. Also, for a bit later in the film, if I remember correctly. Sorry, it's been a bit since I've seen Chamber of Secrets, and these two events always, I forget which comes first. I gave Hermione a little cauldron full of polyjuice, which is just the standard cauldron with the gold handle that comes in the set. And then inside for the potion, I just put in a green gem, a Chaos Emerald, as I like to call this specific color of them, because that's just what I think of when I see it, as well as one of these black studs with a hole in it upside down. I think that creates a nice shimmering surface for the potion. But yeah. Oh, and also just one more thing. You should remove Dumbledore's wand, or maybe not remove it. Yeah, I'd recommend that you keep it on him, but it does go on the set, but keep it on him just to keep it handy, how about? And again, it doesn't have to be with him, it just it can go somewhere, but it's not necessary. Anyway, just an FYI that you might want to consider removing Dumbledore's wand for part of this. But without any more ado, let's get to the build of the build itself, starting with the very first layer. Yeah. Okay, so this first step I have pre-assembled, and I'll just be showing you it pre-assembled, but that's simply because I don't want to accidentally mess something up on the floor plan now and then have to start over later. So to start with, your base is made up of these two large plates, and I believe this is an 8x16 and a 16x16. Okay, and then here are the parts you're going to need. Starting off on this edge, you're going to need a 1x1 light gray brick with a Technic pinhole. This 1x8 tan brick, as well as these, let's separate this off for a second, these 3 2x2 tan slope. Sorry about that, but anyway, so you're going to need these 3 slopes, this one 2x2 brick, and then this slope here, in this sort of L shape. Then also here you're going to need to attach on this cylinder piece. Then here in the front you have a 1x4 brick piece and a cheese slope. Next to that a normal 1x2 in tan. Then a light gray 1x2 slope. This sort of corner slope in dark gray, light gray cheese slope. A 1x8 tile. And then this jumper. So you can see that the tile is at the front and goes to the very edge. And then the jumper is 5 studs up from that. So that is this side. Oh, and also you're going to need to place on this black spider. Well, you don't need to put it there, but I just like having the spider there. It creates a bit more Chamber of Secrets scenery. And then anyway, also here you take this 1x4 tan brick, inset 1 from the edge, and 5 studs from this side and 6 from this side. And then to add a bit more onto here, we're going to be taking this corner piece with this 2x4 wedge plate here and attaching it right here to create a bit of water alongside the entrance. And then here we're going to be taking a little sub-assembly of this 2x2x3 sloped piece, and underneath it this 1x4 in dark green with just a couple of cheese slopes. Set that here, and then here we'll put on a second cheese slope. We'll just set this off to the side for a minute, and then going over to the 8x16 plate, we're going to need to do some other similar stuff. Starting off, we have this 1x4 brick that's hanging half off the edge. Then we have a cheese slope on the edge here, then a brick. Here we have, this is another 1x8 brick here, going all the way across. Then up here we have an assortment of slopes, this 1x2, pair of 2x2s, and then a cheese slope. Here we have a 1x3. Here we have a black tile, another jumper plate, and also a cylinder. So here you can sort of see everything going on here. And then we'll just connect the two parts together so you can see how some of that lines up. Like you have the jumpers there, and also these two bricks that have 4 studs in between and even studs from the outside. And then we're going to take this 2x4 slope with this wedge plate, put it under here. Then we're going to go back over here, and we're going to need to take this 2x2 and then this 1x2 slope and put those on the edge. We're going to leave a gap under there. We'll add something there later. So yeah, so this is the very first layer for the floor. Sorry if this was a bit confusing, but hopefully just by seeing this sort of top shot, if you've made any mistakes based on my shoddy direction, you can just fix it up now. And from this point on, all the steps will be much more precise. I just sort of had to get down this basic laying ground, so sorry about that. But yeah, so that's this first level, and now let's move on to level 2. So, here are all the parts we're going to need to build the second layer of the model. So to start with, we'll take this 1x6 brick in nougat, and we will attach it here. Then its pair will be this 1x3 brick. Behind here, behind here, we have a 1x2 and a 1x4. Okay, and then also here, we're going to put on a 1x1 tile, a 1x4 tile, and another 1x1 tile, and these will sort of be the windowsill, since here does go a large window. Then here, we'll put on a nice 1x4 brick. Sorry about that, I'm sorry about having to stop and start so much, but I'm trying to find parts and times where I can record where there isn't so much noise that you can't even hear a word I'm saying. Okay, so then here we will put on a corner brick, and then on top we will put on one of these little actually a dark gray nano fig, which here just sort of represents a little statuette to sort of honor, I guess, a deceased wizard. I mean, obviously, I'd wanted to put suits of armor here, but for some reason we didn't get any Hogwarts suits of armor in any of the new sets, so I had to make do with what I had. Anyway, so then here we will just take this 1x1 brick, or, well, wait, actually, give me a second. Well, I'm smart. No, we take this 1x1 and it goes here, and then here we put on a, here we put a 1x4 brick, okay, and then here we will put on a this slope here, then a 1x1, and then this 1x2. Okay, so that's it for that side. Except it's not, because I nearly forgot this little assembly, which is 1x1 brick, then a jumper plate with cheese slope, and then just a cheese slope off to the side. And this goes right in here, and this is where we're going to have a window bit. Except we're still not done, because I'm recording this at very late, and I made a mistake. So this 1x1 that I think I put here, it actually goes here. So this is how we have it. We have the corner, 1x4, this section with the 1x1, statuette, these pieces, there we go. Sorry that I messed it up so many times, but I'm just really tired, alright? Oh, and also then here on the front, we'll just put a 1x1. Moving on over here, here are all the pieces we need to build the other side. Or, well, most of them. There are a couple that we are missing, but that's just because they'll be added later. So to start with, we'll take this 1x1, and also, because I forgot again, we'll just take another one of these cheese slopes. Then, going over to here, we will need to take a another corner with another nanofig on it. Then here we will need to take a 1x4, a 1x4 offset, and then this 1x4 2x4 slope, which goes here. Here we'll take this corner slope and this 1x2 brick, corner brick, 1x1 brick. Here we'll take a 1x4 piece, which actually goes here. Okay. Then we'll just put this cheese slope here. And then one more thing, because for some reason I keep forgetting little bits to add in. I'm sorry, I'll try to do better for the rest of this video. Here we just have this 2x2 jumper with a leaf on it. This goes here to just add a bit more detail to the rocks. So yeah, that is the second layer of the model. Or, well, actually no, because one more thing. We have 4 1x1 cheese slopes that each go on one on each edge of these 1x4s. We'll get more into what those are later, although you probably already know if you've seen my review. So, yeah, that is the second layer, and now let's move on to the third. Except when I said the third layer, I meant a lot of windows. So for each of these window columns, it's just going to be 2 of these windows with the lattice inserts, and you're going to need 7 of these little sub-assemblies for right now. So to start, you'll put 3 over here on this side to create the large side window. And then in the front on each side, we'll put in 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay, those are some nice windows. Moving on. So with all the windows in place, the rest of the third layer actually doesn't require that many bricks. This will be pretty simple. So we'll take a 1x3, which goes here. Then we'll take this corner brick, which goes here. Then a 1x2, and then a brick, which goes in the front finally. Then turning over here, we'll take this large 1x2x5 brick, which goes over here in the back, as well as a 1x1 just. Then we'll take a 1x3 brick here, a 1x2 slope, 1x2x5 brick, a brick, and then just a normal brick. Yeah, this isn't looking too shabby at this point. for only 3 layers of bricks, plus actually a lot of bricks going above that now that I look at it. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Now let's move on to, well, actually, let's not move directly onto the next layer, because instead let's build some stuff more in the forefront of the model. So here are the parts you're going to need to build the next layer. To start with, we'll take a 1x4 brick. Atop it, we'll put a 1x2 by 5. Then we'll make a column of bricks, so a nougat, 2 tan, another nougat, and another tan. We'll just put that next to this. Then here we'll put another 1x2 by 5 and a 1x1. And this wall build will just go right in here. And then here we'll also make another little assembly. So we'll take this 1x2 brick with some clip. Well, actually it's a 1x1x3 brick. Don't know why I said 1x2 with that. Facing backwards. This half arch brick. And then a 1x1. Over here is a bit simpler. We'll take this arch brick, corner brick, 1x2 by 5, 1x1 by 3 with the clips. This all attaches right here. And then to fill in this gap here, we'll just take a 1x1 in nougat, topped by 1, 2, 3 in tan. That's tan. Okay, so there's that. And now from the front, I mean, at least from the entrance, this is starting to look pretty complete. Let's continue with that. So this next layer, again, is incredibly simple. Just a couple pieces to add here for the moment. So we'll take a 1x1 in nougat, this headlight brick, and another 1x1 in nougat. Then here at the front, we'll take these 2 half arch pieces to create the arch around the large window. Then over here, we'll just take 2 more of these nice half arches. Got a lot of use out of these in this build set. Came with quite a number of them, which was nice. And we'll take this 1x2 brick with the molded details. And here we'll take 2 more arched bricks. And then just a little 1x1 which goes in here in the middle, if I can just fit it in. There we go. Okay, so yeah, next layer. One more thing to quickly fill in. 1x2 and a 1x1. Not in that order. Okay, moving on. Breaking up the pace a little, instead of building 1 level on 2 sides, for this step let's build 2 levels on 1 side. Pretty crazy, right? Okay, so we'll take a 1x3 brick, then a 1x2 brick, and a 1x1. Then here, we'll take a 1x1, 1x4, and then a 1x4 corner brick, but of course not until we've added on a nice 1x3 here to connect it up. Then in here, we'll take this 2x6 slope with this 1x2 on the bottom and stick it in here to fill in this arch. And here we'll take this other arched piece to create a sort of awning above this window. Not an awning, but that's just the word I came up with, even though it's not the one I was looking for. Here we'll take this 1x1, which just goes in this gap. And here we'll take this curved corner piece, put it here, and we'll just put in a 1x2 brick and a corner brick. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now actually, let's just finish off this level, shall we? So here are all the parts we're going to need to build the last 2 layers for this side of the model. Start with this very large 1x12 brick. Set that here, completely fill up a full layer for that one section of the build. Then we'll take a 1x8 brick. Then here we'll take this 1x4 and put a 1x4 plate atop. Then here we'll take another 1x4 and this little 1x1. Put another 1x4 plate atop this one. Except, actually, I'm just kidding. We do not do that just yet. Well, the bricks get to stay in place, but the 1x4s do not. Sorry about that. But then here, we will put on a cheese slope. 1x2 sloped piece. Corner brick. 2x2 brick. A 1x2 brick and a brick. Then this 2x2 sloped brick, along with this 1x4. Then here we'll put in a corner brick, by 2 brick, this one. Okay, so all that. Okay, actually, quick mistake, I'm full of them. Here we put 2x2, then 1x1, then a 1x2, 2x2 corner. Then here we put on the gray plates, 2x2 jumper, cylinder, and a spike. And that is actually it for this side, but yeah, we still have this whole other side, so let's take a few minutes to build up this side. Okay, so literally 6 pieces for this next layer. I mean, I guess it works. Not a lot, not a ton going in here, but okay. So we'll take this arched piece, put it here. 1x1 goes here. A 1x3. Here we'll put another arched piece with a 1x1. Then in this gap, we'll put another 1x1. Yeah, now let's build the next couple layers. Okay, I lied. This is just one layer. But anyway, so we'll start with a 1x1 at the back, then 1x2. Then we'll take a 2x6, and just like last time, place a 1x2 here to fill in the gap between the 2 arched pieces. Here at the front, we'll take this other sloped piece. Then we'll take this corner, this sort of curved corner, not curved, but sloped, anyway, 1x2. Then we'll take this corner brick, and then a 1x1. Yeah, sorry if I'm going really quickly at this point, but I hope you guys can still follow along. I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're having trouble, just put the video in like half speed, that'll do it, I don't know. Anyway, next step. Okay, so this time around I'm doing the last couple layers in sections so that it's not as confusing as it was the first time. So start with another 1x12 brick, cheese slope on the end, 1x2 slope, 1x6 brick, 2x2 slope. Affix that here. Okay, so next up we'll take a couple of 2x2 bricks and put them here. Then over here we'll take a couple of 1x2 bricks, and then a 1x1 and 1x2. Then over here we will put on a brick and 1x4 with a plate on top. Here we'll take a 1x2 and a 1x1 with a plate on top. And here we'll do the same assembly as the other side. So we have a 2x2 jumper, then a cylinder and a spike. That is actually it for this first layer of the model. But we're not quite done, because before we move on to the second layer, let's take a bit for the interior of this section. Okay, so most of the interior builds here are very simple, so the only one I'm actually going to give full-on instructions for is the grandfather clock. So to start with, we'll take this 1x2 modified, take the other kind of 1x2 modified with a clip, set that here. Then here we'll put on this 1x2 sort of curved piece with a stud here to represent the little chime inside the clock. Then, so then here we'll put this bracket piece, 1x1 with a clip, normal 1x1. We'll take the 1x2x2 window piece, this textured piece, then the clock face, and then just a push broom off to the side. That clock goes back in here. Other builds just include this little tabletop that we already built the foundations of the table earlier, just a candle and a cupcake on there. This goes in this corner. Here we have a bench that's a couple of chairs connected by a 2x2 and then some supports. Goes on these jumpers. And then we have this tea table that's literally just a jumper and a teapot, which goes on that cylinder. And then also, seems like as good a time as any to attach the doors, which just affix these clips in the back that we attached way long ago. And this is actually going to be a two-part video. I don't remember if I mentioned earlier, but it'll be in the title. But there is just one more thing I'm going to show you how to do before I cut it for this part, and that'll just be a couple of pillars. So let's do those now. So the two pillars are immensely simple. You just take a 1x2x5 brick, a couple of these arched bricks, then this 1x2 piece, and then this light gray piece that goes into it. Don't really know what these are called. And these each just stick onto the open 1x2 available spaces left on those 1x4s from earlier, and these will act as structure later on. And yes, that is everything we have for part 1. In part 2, we will be building the second and, I guess, technically third floors, as well as the little tower off to the side of this model. But for right now, thank you so much for watching this video if you've stuck around to the very end, and I hope to see you all in the next video I make, which will be coming at you very soon. Goodbye, everyone.